Well, our mission is to alleviate human suffering in the face of emergencies. So whether that's to prepare our community members with the education they need to reduce risk, to train them with CPR. If their home is deemed unlivable, we provide them with shelter, clothing assistance. We make sure they have money for food. If there's any prescriptions that were lost or damaged, we get those for them as well. Contacts, dentures, if there's an infant involved, diapers, formula. So that's primarily what we do here in Erie. Educational preparedness programs in our elementary schools at the 3rd to 4th grade, 5th grade level, talking about emergency preparedness, disaster plans. We do canvassing throughout the neighborhoods about fire safety, fire education. October is Fire Prevention Month. So, we have a big campaign going on right now trying to just discuss different ways that you can reduce the risk of fire in your home, the importance of working smoke detectors, replacing your batteries, testing them on a monthly basis, and then having that plan in place if something should happen to reduce risk, injury, loss, things like that. So that's a part of it. The other part is to respond. Services the armed forces. We do emergency messaging communications. So if, let's say, you're deployed overseas, or even if you're serving on an Army base here nationally, if you have a sick relative or there's an emergency and you need to get home, we relay that message to the commanding officer, and then it's up to them to whether or not they release you, but at least we get that message to them, so that way we can try to get people connected to their families if somebody should be on their deathbed or something like that. Funerals. International Restoring Family Links. We have a very large refugee population here in Erie. So what we do, if they came to the United States because their country or their town was at war, they were maybe in a refugee camp, so they're resettling here in Erie, we help get them the documentation that they need, supporting that because they get assistance for that, communication messages, tracing if maybe they got separated on the way over, tracing them back to their family. That's another service that we provide. And then health and safety, as you mentioned, the CPR, first aid, those are life-saving skills that we provide training for.
There are 3 paid staff. I'm one of them. I do the fundraising. Pam's the executive director, and which she also assists with fundraising. And then Trish Lawrence is our disaster program specialist. So she manages our volunteers, and they respond to the fires. They do the casework. Our organization, I believe, is to be either 90 or 95% volunteer based. So, yeah. Small staff represent the Red Cross. It's a lot of volunteer work. There's actually an online process. They go to redcross.org, and you create a profile through our volunteer connection. So this way, especially for you guys, once you create that profile, you're in our database on a national level. You put in the zip code on which you are able to help at, and then you are contacted, and I guess you are called to come in and do an in-person orientation. You kind of select what areas of interest, volunteer work that you have, and then we go from